Guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Serena and today I am sharing with you a bit of separation controversy. Watch this video. Welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. If you're new, definitely hit the subscribe button, like and comment any questions you have below. If you're returning, thank you. It's always so nice to be here and do these videos and be able to connect with you guys in the way that we have so far. So thank you so much for the support. Of course, share this with somebody that you love. We are always looking to expand. You see the cat? We're always looking to expand our channel and just to get the message out to more people about our mission and our twin flame journey and what our perspectives are and our experiences have been, because what we're addressing today covers a lot of this, but I'm talking a little bit about twin flame separation controversy. So it's come to my attention that a lot of people have been commenting and just saying that because our separation was so short, or because we were in contact during our separation, like it wasn't a true separation, and you know that we might not be twin flames and we might be soulmates. And so I'm here to talk a little bit about this. And of course, so much of the information we have been fed about twin flames has come from a very biased and a very limited space. And I will always say this, I've said this on a few videos already, so if I'm sounding redundant, I'm sorry. But as we ascend as a collective, as we move up, as we continue to grow, there's gonna be more starseeds, light workers, new earth change makers that are coming online and that want to experience the experience of being a twin flame. You know, it's a profound healing journey, and it's such a beautiful cosmic divine relationship to be able to experience that as a human. So of course there's going to be more twin flames, which means yes, twin flames are going to follow a similar trajectory, but they're not going to have exactly the same story. So if your separation has been super long or super short, or you've always been in contact, or you've never actually met, but you know you have a twin flame out there, like what I want people to know most, like importantly, is that it doesn't have to look exactly a certain way. And so much of the twin flame stuff has been based on old paradigm beliefs, based on really wounded people, based on chaser perspectives that aren't necessarily like helpful or true. A lot of the twin flame communities, if you guys have been in the twin flame community for a long time, a lot of them are incredibly toxic and end up being more narcissistic, empathic dynamics, and not true twin flame unconditional love, like power of healing union dynamics. So I find it really important to talk about this today. So my separation, okay? My separation and my journey in general was incredibly expedited. And there's a few reasons for this. So yes, I did have an unusually short separation phase. I was only separated from my twin for about 6 months or so, maybe plus or minus, I don't know, a couple days. But for me, you guys have to realize, if you met your twin and you were in another relationship at the time, if you had a full-time job, if you had any kids, if you know, were moving or traveling or something like that, if you had other things occupying your time, space, and energy, your separation is naturally going to be a little bit longer. For me, if you watch this video above, it gives you a little more insight on my twin flame journey. So watch that if you don't already know. But if you do already know, I'll give you a short overview. For me, I was in another relationship when I met my twin. I was traveling the continent of Africa on a camping trip. I met my twin. It took me about a month. I left my twin. It took me about a month of still traveling to realize, like, okay, I'm not moving in the right direction in my life anymore. I need to make a choice. I need to leave my current partner. I need to say goodbye to this incredible experience and this road trip. And I need to go back home to the United States. when I did that, I went back home and lived with my dad. I did not have a job. I did not have a house or anything physically tying me to this location because I had sold everything before traveling. So I was really living a nomadic lifestyle. So I didn't have a lot of baggage, a lot of stuff. I didn't have any specific way to start my time. Or spend my time, excuse me. So you guys have to understand that if I had a short separation, it's because literally I came home so broken from the previous relationship, so broken from the decisions I made, like just literally a complete mess. I saw only one of my friends. I literally secluded myself in my hometown for a month and a half. Close to 2 months before I even saw my closest friend at that time. And when I saw her, she was like, Serena, you looked like you were literally like on the brink of death. Like I've never seen a human so broken. And then I had another friend who I didn't see at all because she lives in another country. But she had told me over the phone, like, you don't understand how hard it is to leave those toxic narcissistic relationships. Like, and we learned this in our cosmetology course that we took together, her and I, is that it takes somebody at least 7 tries to leave an abusive relationship before they're successful, if they are even ever successful. So just leaving that relationship alone, it caused me to literally, I had to start from scratch all over again. I had no money, I had no job, I had no physical possessions, no house, no car, no nothing. I had left it all behind, and I had to leave it all in order to leave that relationship. So back to the separation thing, when I came home, I did not go out. I didn't have a car. So I sat all day for 6 months processing the things that had just happened to me, learning from them, integrating them, learning and dreaming new lessons of what I would like to experience in life, to understand, was I even moving in the right direction of my twin flame, you know? Most of you guys don't have the luxury to do that, you know, and while that was really hard, because it was, again, like I said, my journey was just really expedited, and it continues to be. But a lot of you guys didn't choose that. You said, I'm also going to be raising my kids at this time. I'm also going to be working a full-time job. So there can't be so much comparison to my journey as your own journey, right? I had time and space to myself, and I had literally like all the tools and resources I need to re-nourish myself, to build myself back up emotionally and spiritually. Like I had all of this in this one container, and I was not doing anything other than starting this YouTube channel. I wasn't doing anything else because I was living at my dad's house for those 6 months. I didn't know at that point, was I going to stay in the States? Was I going to continue to travel on my own? Was I going to go back to where my twin was? You know, this was separation. I didn't know that I was going to go back to my twin that whole time. You know, there was a portion of that where, you know, I contemplated the idea, and then there was a portion of that where I acted on it. And that's why I'm here in South Africa today. But I didn't know that the whole time. So my separation was very short because I had the ability to really sit and be with myself and literally look at all my shit, right? Because part of the thing about separation that nobody talks about is this idea that you're trying to get somewhere else. Separation is an incredibly important time. It's incredibly important to do that work, to start your own foundation before you meet your twin. And you have to go through a period of not being sure that you even want to be with them. In that runner-chaser dynamic, like, both twins are learning something at that time. It's not one person's just sitting here ready for the relationship and the other one's doodling around, like trying to figure out their shit. No, it's like we're both doodling around trying to figure out our shit. And, you know, both people are learning 2 different things on, you know, either side of the coin, so to speak. So in the runner-chaser dynamic in separation, it's important to realize like there has to be a part of you that says, I'm not actually even sure I want to be with this person. Why? Because you have to sometimes choose yourself over somebody else. And that's part of the twin flame dynamic, is understanding that actually when you choose yourself, it is also choosing your twin. So this is the craziest thing I've ever experienced within a relationship. And most of us didn't learn this growing up. We learned it's either them or it's me, right? I'm getting what I want and they're not, or they're getting what they want and I'm not. But I have learned time and time again through my experience with my twin that when I choose myself, I'm also choosing him. And it's so synergistic and so beneficial for both, even if it's uncomfortable and even if it's painful. It ends up being the best thing. And the same thing is true for my twin. When he chooses himself fully, without regard to me, it actually helps me. And I feel lightened and I feel unburdened and I feel better about it, even if it's painful, right? And ego stuff comes up. Now, the other thing you have to keep in mind is sometimes we choose to want to go through this dynamic together with our twin. So for me, I was in an incredibly abusive and narcissistic relationship before meeting my twin. So my faith was like, I had no faith left in relationships. I was like, this is it. Like, I don't know if I can even open my heart or love again. So for my specific journey, I needed my twin to be there for me in order to help remind me, and I would almost say like convince me that it's okay and it's safe to open my heart again. Now that's not going to be the same for all twins. You know, some of you guys choose to really do separation like on your own, and you need to have a period of no contact, of no talking in order to heal and look at yourselves. For me, it was the other way around. I'm very good on my own. I don't have any problems with that. What I have a problem with is relying on other people and trusting other people. So for me, because in my separation, me and my twin were in contact a lot of the time, I needed him in order to help me repair, and so that I can trust that I can come to him with anything, because I couldn't in my last relationship. You know, there was only 6 months in between leaving an incredibly narcissistic relationship of 2.5 years and going to meet my twin for the second time, like reunion. So that's an incredibly quick amount of time to be able to get through all of your shit. And I really had to trust, which means my twin really had to be patient with me. He had been in a relationship like 7 years ago. He had so much time to heal and mend himself and be ready for that. So he was able to hold space for me in a way that no one else has before in my entire life. So I want you guys to know that separation does not have to look any specific way. You know, separation is just the time that you're not together. It doesn't matter if you're talking, if you're not talking, if it's short, if it's long. It's you chose that part of your journey. And if you want to expedite it, make it faster, you have to know that you need to make that reclamation to spirit. And you need to say like, look, this is what I want. Take me there. But you have to also let go of outcomes. So for me, when I went through it, I didn't know if it was going to end up with me with my twin. I didn't know that until like maybe the month before I decided to go see him. So for 5 months or so, I didn't know that that's where it was going to leave me. I thought it could potentially also lead me back to the narcissistic relationship. I didn't know. So that's what full surrender is saying, I don't know where this is going to take me, but I'm trusting you, Spirit. I am trusting your guidance that I'm going to keep doing the work and it's going to take me where I needed to go. And so that's part of being in separation, and that's part of something that not a lot of people talk about in separation as well. So just so you guys know, it doesn't have to look a certain way. There can be many, many different ways that this goes. What it really comes down to is how you feel. And that's the most important piece of advice I can give. Being a twin flame is a feeling, it's an experience. And when we start to bring the mind involved and we try to pinpoint what being a twin flame is on paper or with words or with definitions or labels, it starts to get it starts to get very muddy. So when people work with me as a twin flame coach, it's really about the feeling I get from them and the feeling they have with their twin that really tells us whether this is a twin flame relationship or not. And can we ever be 100% certain? No, because our beliefs create our reality. So just know that it has to do with how you feel, more so than anything else. We can watch a million videos on twin flame signs, and I've made a bunch of videos on twin flame signs, but what it really comes down to is your feeling, your gut, your heart, and letting go of the mind and the way we think it needs to go. So I hope this video helped you. If you're out there and you need more support, please check the links below. I would love to support you in any way that I can, whether that's through a twin flame reading, whether that's through one-on-one coaching, whether that's through my online course, whatever that looks like for you, I am here for you. Check the links. You can work with my twin as well, one-on-one. It's all available to you. So thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you next time. Big love. Serena.